What makes a woman trade the security of marriage for the risk of infidelity? Many men believe this only happens when there are fights, a lack of love, or betrayal on the other side, but the reality is much more complex and dangerous. There are silent signs that indicate when a woman is about to get involved with another man, and most husbands have no idea it's happening. If you want to understand the dark truth behind this behavior, read until the end. What leads a married woman to cheat? Many men assume that female infidelity only happens when there's a major crisis in the marriage. But the truth is, a woman can cheat even when she loves her husband. That's because, for most women, cheating is not about finding someone more attractive or financially stable. It's about filling an emotional void. If she feels ignored, undervalued, or disconnected from her partner, she starts looking for that connection elsewhere, often without even realizing she's heading down that path. Imagine a man who has been married for 10 years. He loves his wife, works hard, and does everything to support his family. But in the exhausting daily routine, he stops asking about her day, fails to notice small details, or no longer shows genuine interest in who she is beyond being a wife and mother. She, on the other hand, starts to feel like her value in the relationship has diminished. Then, along comes someone who asks the questions her husband doesn't, who pays attention to little things, and who makes her feel special again. This man might be just a coworker, a friend, or even a stranger who notices something her husband has stopped seeing. The point here is not to justify cheating, but to understand that, in most cases, it's not about lust or purely physical desire. Women are driven by emotions, and when they feel they've lost something essential in their relationship, they become vulnerable to new connections. It's not that they no longer love their husband, it's that they feel emotionally disconnected from him. And that disconnection can pave the way for an unexpected bond and, eventually, infidelity. So before assuming that your wife or girlfriend would never do this, think about the connection you have today. When was the last time you truly made her feel desired, important, and admired? Small changes in how you communicate and engage with her can be the difference between maintaining a strong relationship and slowly watching her drift towards someone who awakens in her the feelings you once did. 2. The invisible dissatisfaction. Many married women don't cheat because they've stopped loving their husbands. They cheat because they feel emotionally neglected. For a man, being physically present and providing for the family may seem like enough. But for a woman, that doesn't replace the need for emotional connection. When she realizes that her emotions, thoughts, and desires are being ignored, a sense of loneliness sets in within the marriage itself. She may try to rekindle the spark, but if she feels like she's always making the effort alone, she will eventually seek validation outside the relationship. Have you ever wondered what truly makes a woman feel valued? It's not just empty compliments or occasional grand gestures. What really matters to her are the small daily interactions that show she is still seen and desired. Asking for her opinion, showing genuine curiosity about her ambitions, and recognizing her efforts in the relationship are actions that make all the difference. When these things disappear, any man who shows even a minimal amount of real interest can become irresistible. Now, an important question for you. Do you believe most women cheat because they've fallen out of love with their husband, or because they're missing something he doesn't realize? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this is a reality many men ignore until it's too late. Often, the problem isn't the marriage itself, but rather the lack of awareness about what's happening within it. Distance doesn't happen overnight. It builds up through small, daily doses of neglect. If a man doesn't make an effort to keep his wife interested, someone else out there will be willing to fill that space. And what makes this so dangerous is that to her, the involvement may feel natural, without her even realizing she's crossing a line. When a simple coworker or even a stranger at a coffee shop starts giving her more attention than her own husband, it's a clear sign that something was already wrong long before the affair happened. 3. The role of routine and predictability stability. In a relationship is a good thing, but when it turns into monotony, it can become a silent problem. Over the years, many couples fall into an automatic cycle. Same schedules, same conversations, same predictable interactions. What was once exciting and full of discovery turns into a stagnant routine, with no moments of novelty or excitement. For a man, this might seem like a sign that the relationship is comfortable, But for a woman, excessive predictability can erode desire and connection. Imagine a couple who, in the beginning, made spontaneous plans, had deep conversations, and shared new experiences. Over time, those interactions were replaced by repetitive days, without surprises or challenges. The problem isn't the time spent together, it's the lack of effort to keep the relationship alive. When routine becomes dull, any external change, a different conversation, unexpected attention, or an innocent flirtation, can awaken feelings she hasn't experienced in years. This doesn't mean a man has to reinvent himself every day or constantly plan grand gestures. Small actions, changing up date night, bringing up a new topic of conversation, or simply doing something unexpected can have a huge impact. Predictability kills mystery and reduces emotional excitement, which are essential elements for a woman to continue feeling desire within the marriage. Many men only realize that the relationship has lost its spark when their wife is already emotionally distant. By that point, any new experience outside the marriage can seem irresistible to her. If marriage has become just a series of obligations and mechanical routines, the likelihood of her seeking something that makes her feel alive again increases. The goal isn't just to prevent infidelity, it's to nurture a relationship that remains engaging and fulfilling over the years. The psychology behind the attraction to the forbidden. The desire for the forbidden is a powerful psychological phenomenon. When something becomes inaccessible or risky, it automatically becomes more seductive. This principle applies to many areas of life, including relationships. For some married women, cheating doesn't happen just because something is lacking. In their marriage, it happens because of the adrenaline rush that comes with breaking a social rule. The idea of experiencing something secret, intense, and beyond their control adds an element of excitement that can be addictive. Human beings have a natural tendency to seek experiences that break monotony and push boundaries. The sensation of risk activates areas of the brain responsible for releasing dopamine, the same neurotransmitter linked to pleasure and reward. In other words, the mere fact that something is forbidden makes the experience more thrilling. That's why some women may find themselves drawn to situations that, under normal circumstances, wouldn't seem particularly interesting. The forbidden, by itself, adds an extra spark to attraction. This also explains why many women who cheat don't necessarily have serious issues in their marriage. Sometimes they simply get carried away by the thrill of the moment, the game of seduction, and the challenge of keeping something hidden. The danger of being caught, the tension of secret meetings, and the feeling of doing something out of the ordinary can create a cycle of addiction. This type of attraction isn't just about dissatisfaction. It's about an unconscious craving for intense sensations that marriage no longer provides. It's important to understand that this search for excitement doesn't mean every married woman is looking for an affair. However, if her life has become too predictable, any experience that brings an adrenaline rush can become irresistible. The issue isn't just about fidelity or morality, it's about how human desire is influenced by mystery, danger, and breaking established patterns. 5. The other man. What makes him different? When a married woman gets involved with another man, it's rarely because he's more attractive or wealthier than her husband. The real difference lies in how he makes her feel. This man often provides a fresh emotional experience, bringing sensations she hasn't felt in a long time. He doesn't have to be perfect. He just knows how to create an atmosphere where she feels desired, valued, and stimulated. The contrast between the stability of marriage and the novelty he represents is often the key factor in attraction. Unlike her husband, who may be stuck in routine, this man sparks curiosity and mystery. He asks the questions her husband no longer does, notices the little things that have gone unnoticed in marriage, and, most importantly, makes her feel unique again. Conversations with him aren't predictable or centered around daily obligations. They're filled with genuine interest. He's not there out of habit or commitment, and that has a deep psychological impact. Another crucial aspect is the energy he exudes. Men who trigger this kind of interest usually radiate confidence, charisma, and a sense of detachment. They don't show neediness or desperation, which makes them even more magnetic. While the husband may have grown complacent, this man maintains a seductive posture, knowing how to play with tension and attraction without seeming desperate. He understands that he doesn't have to win her over directly. He just needs to make her intrigued enough to want to be around him. Many married men believe their wife's fidelity is secured simply by the commitment they made, but they forget that attraction needs to be cultivated. The other man doesn't have a magic formula. He simply fills the gaps that have been neglected over time. This doesn't mean marriage is doomed to fail, but it does highlight the importance of continuing to be the man who keeps the spark of interest and desire alive in the relationship. 6. The role of social media and modern opportunities. Technology has changed the way human connections form. Today, a married woman can start an extramarital affair without even leaving her home. Social media, messaging apps, and even professional platforms provide a discreet channel for interactions that may begin innocently but quickly develop into something deeper. The easy access to new people makes temptation more present than ever, especially when the routine of marriage no longer provides emotional or intellectual stimulation. Many affairs don't start with the intention of becoming physical betrayals. A simple online conversation, an unexpected compliment, or frequent message exchanges can create an emotional bond. The danger is that virtual connections allow people to share sides of themselves they don't reveal in their daily lives. A woman who feels ignored by her husband may find herself opening up to someone who listens attentively, validates her emotions, and awakens feelings she didn't even realize had been suppressed. Another key factor is the relative anonymity the internet offers. The ability to interact without being seen, to create a private space away from the partner's eyes, makes the line between friendship and romantic involvement increasingly blurred. Small flirtations may seem harmless at first, but over time, they create a cycle of intimacy that in real life would take much more effort to establish. The risk is that this emotional closeness, once formed, can easily turn into something physical. In the past, cheating required physical encounters and elaborate excuses. Today, all it takes is a smartphone for a marriage to be put to the test. This means that modern challenges demand more attention and presence within the relationship. Emotional distance doesn't only happen in moments of crisis, it builds up through small, neglected interactions over time. When a couple doesn't nurture their own bond, the digital world provides distractions that can quickly become alternatives. 7. How to prevent this from happening in your relationship. Many men believe their wife's fidelity depends solely on the commitment made in marriage, but the truth is that successful relationships require constant maintenance. Desire and emotional connection are not automatic. They need to be nurtured over time. The most common mistake is assuming that after years together, there's no longer a need to generate attraction. When a man stops investing in the relationship, he creates space for his wife to feel that something essential is missing, even if it's on a subconscious level. The first step to preventing your partner from becoming interested in another man is to remain present in the relationship. This doesn't just mean being physically there, it means maintaining genuine interest in who she is, what she thinks, and what she desires. Small gestures, like talking about something that excites her or surprising her unexpectedly, make a huge difference. Women don't just want stability, they need to feel that they are still desired and valued in the relationship. Another crucial factor is staying interesting and constantly evolving. A man who invests in his own personal growth, whether intellectual, physical, or emotional, naturally becomes more attractive. If you maintain strong masculine energy, a clear sense of purpose, and don't settle into complacency, she will notice. Women don't just connect with the image of the man they met at the beginning of the relationship. They connect with how he continues to grow over the years. If you stagnate, the relationship dynamic can wear out. Finally, never underestimate the power of novelty in marriage. Small changes in routine, new experiences together, and breaking predictable patterns are essential to keeping the relationship alive. Desire must be fueled by stimulation and challenges, not just obligations and commitments. A man who understands this and takes action to keep the spark alive drastically reduces the chances of his wife seeking excitement elsewhere. After all, when she has everything she needs by her side, why would she risk losing it? If you want to keep learning how to strengthen your relationship and avoid mistakes that many men make without realizing, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any essential content. And now, I recommend you watch the next video appearing on the screen. I'll see you there.